Static buzz crackles in the night. James and Dan on the air alive. Hump Day warriors, we thrive. Raise a glass, feel the sound. Happy hour shakes the ground. Waves of freedom break the air. Rockin' parks like we just don't care. Antennas twist, catch the sky. Ham radio, calling out the brave. Tonight we rise, tonight we rave. Raise a glass, feel the sound. Happy hour shakes the ground. Waves of freedom break the air. Rocking parks like we just don't care. Feel the pulse, it's a living fire. Live stream, raw hearts conspire. Through the static, we break the chains. James and Dan, tearing through the veil. Raise a glass, feel the sound. Happy hour shakes the ground. Waves of freedom break the air. Rockin' parks like we just don't care.
He fell asleep. He fell asleep. Did y'all see that?
No, I was reading something. What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything adventure radio. It is Hump Day. Time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. And it's going to be a happy hour because I'm going to talk about some cool stuff that's going to happen this weekend. I'm going to thank these people right here in a second. And I'm going to go on a couple of rants. So let's do this show. First, we're going to thank these guys right here because they are absolutely awesome. And I'll tell you what, I've had so much fun with these guys this summer. They may be the reason why I'm broke right now, but I've had a lot of fun with these guys. Also, shout out to these guys right here, including our newest rover, who's not really a new rover. He's been that way for a couple of weeks, and I'm just now noticing it. But welcome to somebody who's not scared to be a rover, Josh Kilo 4 Lee Mandia. And then the ever-changing board, who evidently is now scared to change because it's been the same way for I don't know how many weeks, but it's quite a few. So with that being said, Dan, what is up?
I can't wait to hear this rant. Liz was first in the chat. Liz and Fam Whiskey 8 Echo Romeo. Hello. Kilo Oscar 4 Sierra X-Ray Hotel. Always good to see you in here, buddy. Kilo Oscar 4 Golf Bravo. What's happening, Mo? Kelly KI4 JAV. Hey. Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie. What's going on, buddy? Georgia Parks and Propagation. He says, hey, sweetie. He's probably talking to me. That's our buddy Ron Chris, Alpha Echo 4, X-Ray Oscar. Go check him out. Ronnie, Kilo Oscar 4, Zulu. Romeo X-Ray. I was a little late there, but We'll get there. We'll work on that. Kent Kilo 9 Alpha Echo Echo. What's going on? John K8NIV from West by God. Good evening to you. Reed AB8AS from West by God. Good evening to you. Gene McPhee from Killeen, Texas, and 3XUS. Welcome, welcome. Kenny Kilo Charlie 5, Mike Juliet Echo. What's up, buddy? Sherry Sidewalk is in the house. Kilo Echo 8. Yankee Victor Donut. Yankee Victor Donut is here.
That donut.
That's right. They got that donut. Michael and Mary, that's Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time, and Kilo 4 Alpha is here. Richard, Kilo 6 Romeo Delta Juliet's in the house. Good to have you. Gary Graham, howdy, buddy. Whiskey 8 Juliet Echo Sierra Radio, sitting in Charlie Tango, the great state of Connecticut. Hope you're having fun up there and enjoying the heat wave, buddy. Mommy Noodles, not playing tennis today, says it's too damn hot. Alpha 0 Zulu is here. Josh Kilo 4 Lima India says I'll have the chicken. Martini Whiskey Delta 4 Juliet Mike says she'll have the chicken legs. How you like that? Chris K2 PTC, what's up? RFing around. He is up and hitting a whole crap ton of parks here lately. If you see him on the air, grab him. He is single-handedly giving people their worked off provinces, it seems. Good job, buddy. Chris Coble from East Tennessee. Whiskey 0, Charlie Golf Charlie. Hello. Kapow. Kapow is right. He worked somebody on 20 meters last night, and he was so dang loud. I literally almost just shoved my radio off the desk. I was reaching for the volume knob so fast. It was ridiculous. Aaron KQ4 HZK. Hello, buddy. And Eddie Kilo Oscar 4 November Lava is here smoking POTA. Welcome to episode 201 of Hump Day Happy Hour. And all right, James, let's hear it. What's up?
Well, you know what? Before I rant, I'm going to talk good first. So I'm going to tell you, this morning about 9:30, because I fussed about the bands. The 40 meters was on fire.
It was good.
I mean, it was just absolutely great. I normally go out and I'll start doing CW, and Reed happened to be on. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to park Reed. And he was coming through so strong. I was like, I think I'm just going to do sideband this activation. And it was on fire. But of course, by the time I get to the next park to do my first CW, it started going downhill again. But at least this morning, it was on fire. But that'll lead me to the first rant.
Wait.
Here, get your seat, get your popcorn ready. So I get to park number 4 today, and I choose 7228, which is 2 kcs down from the Wingnuts. We all know that they think they own the frequencies, but there wasn't nobody talking on there. There wasn't nobody talking within 6 of me either way.
Wow.
So I was like, let's do this thing. And I start activating. And first he comes on there and he just decides to tune up his amp for about 30 minutes. And I just notch him out. No big deal. You know, and some of the hunters don't realize that they can notch that out because they're like, oh, somebody was tuning on you. But, you know, then he proceeds to start cussing and swarming. Oh, F this, just SOB ain't in a park. He's cheating. If you believe him, you're stupid. And he went on and on and on. I just kept going. I wasn't gonna let him get to me and stuff, but he did cost me some hunters. Matter of fact, there's somebody in the chat. I seen him earlier. I don't even remember who it was now, but did not get through because they were trying to get through and they couldn't get over him with his amp. And I just don't understand this 80 meter mentality of people. Like, they wasn't even talking nowhere near me. Why just mess with the POTA people? I mean,
I,
did
I think
did
it's
your
a
mommy leave
mental.
your daddy for a POTA guy because she wanted a real man? Is that what happened? I mean, what is wrong with you?
I think it's a
I
mental
I,
illness of sorts.
I don't understand that. Yes, it was Chris. Kilo 2 Papa Tango Charlie. He tried and tried to get through. But I mean, I don't understand the mentality of it. Radio. Well, radio to newer hams is supposed to be about fun. To older hams is supposed to be only to talk to their buddies that lives across the street with 1,500 watts. So
All I got to say is I hope they get the help they need to get over what kind of illness they have, and they get better.
I do too, but and that leads me to my second rant. Unfortunately, sometimes that 80-meter mentality even pushes over into POTA. And we've heard me talk about this many times before, how the POTA Facebook page is nothing but a cesspool. And I typically only stay there to watch comment from Dan and a few others when they're aggravating the cesspool. But I'll tell you what, the last time I checked, POTA's not a contest. The last time I checked, POTA is about having fun.
Both of those are true still.
I mean, that's the last time I checked. And the last time we looked up the rules, it says that when you're doing a multiple operator, the operators may pass the mic. That does not say has to pass the mic. It says may. And you got people going on there again today. They do this all the time. I don't know about y'all, but when I see one operator making a contact with somebody and that they're getting 15 contacts out of it, blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. Guys, POTA is about fun. If you don't want to do your activations that way, you don't have to.
Well, I never.
But I'll tell you what, and I know Jason Johnson is not over POTA anymore. So I know that, but the rules have not changed. When Jason Johnson was the boss of POTA, I have activated with Jason Johnson and said 5-9 both operators. So I'm pretty sure your 80-meter mentality don't overrule the boss of POTA then. And until they change the rules, if people want to do that, let them do that. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. It's just really simple. POTA is about having fun. Stop trying to run off everybody that doesn't do something your way. I don't go to you guys' activations like, oh, you guys activate too slow. You guys are stupid. How dare you not do 17 contacts in 30 seconds? That's
Right.
just retarded. I mean, come on, guys. It's about having fun. Do it your way.
I think 80 meters is like the 4chan of ham radio. Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Kyle, there is actually a board now.
We have a board of directors.
That way one person is not totally in charge. Rick,
I'll tell you.
and it starts with a P. I can't remember.
It's Rick Parent.
Yeah, Rick.
Let me bring up
He's
the board
actually
list.
technically in charge, but he made a board. I think there's six or 8 of them, and they make all the decisions and stuff.
There has to be an odd number so you don't get deadlocked. Rick Parent is the president owner right now. That's Whiskey Zero Zulu Alpha Papa. He is the president of the board. Basically, everything was handed over to him, and it was his idea to make a board, which I was totally in favor of. The members of that board right now, there's 7 members of the board. Like I said, it has to be an odd number, so you have that tie-breaking vote if needed. John Ford, AB0 Oscar. Mark Torgan, sorry if I butchered your last name, K8MST. Tom Suggs, N4MTE. Kevin Thomas, Whiskey 1 Delta Echo Delta. Mike Case, W8MSC. And Tom Martin, Whiskey 8 Tango Alpha Mike. There you go.
There we go. And the thing, I've worked many of stations who do multiple activators. Some of them pass the mic every time. Some of them say all 4. But any of them who the hunter itself says, "Can I talk to all the activators?" They all pass the mic when somebody asks to do it.
Oh,
Most
absolutely.
hunters are happy to say, "I got all 16 of you. Have fun." You know what I'm saying? But it's just these vid mentality people who think they're the boss of everything, and it's just absolutely ridiculous.
And I'll give you a
Any
hint
plans
too.
for the new West Virginia parks? Here we go, Mike.
And I'll give you a hint too. If the activator running an 18, 20, 30 op activation, the guy speaking on the microphone, handling this huge pileup, about every 20 minutes or so, if you call in park to park and want everybody to pass the mic, he'll probably thank you because he probably wants to take a drink of water. Rest his lips a little bit.
You know, I've ran a 33 yacht before, and we passed the mic some.
Absolutely.
Some of it we said all 33. But here's the thing: when we run them that way, an activator will run for a little bit, and then another activator will run for a little bit. Then another activator will run for a bit. Everybody always talks on the mic at some point or another. I mean, I don't know what your all's fetish with it is. You know, I like to rag Jew. Well, stay on 80 meters if you like to rag Jew.
Yeah.
Let
New
people
West,
have fun doing it their way.
what about the new West Virginia parks? I think one of them has been activated already. And I think only one of them, as far as I know.
To my knowledge, only one of them has. Mike, for that, they're all walk-ins. Yes, I do plan on going to them. I do not have a time period because right now it is as hot as the pits of Hades. So I don't know when, but I will get to them at some point this year. That's all I can tell you. It's 8 new wilderness areas here in West Virginia, and they're all decent walk-ins to my knowledge.
How about cell phone signal where they're at? Do you think there's cell coverage at these new sites, or it's going to be Starlink or a...
Well, I would assume my plan would be to take my my Zolio so I can text somebody, because I know the Cranberries you shouldn't have signal there, and I doubt any of the ones you'll have signal, to be honest. Larry said Fred got him at that one yesterday. Yeah, Fred walked in. I could not hear him because vocal propagation just wasn't there. I hate to sound like Terry, but it just wasn't there.
Propagation's a funny bird, man.
So
I think that's the one I got yesterday.
So our friend Eric just finished his last activation in Hawaii. He's getting ready to ship out to his next deployment. So for those of you who say Hawaii and Alaska's never on, well, now you got something more to fuss about.
Might be true now. Yeah.
Go over to the 80 meter page that they have on Facebook called POTA and fuss about it now.
But hopefully we'll get some parks activated in his new neck of the woods the next couple of years, and be able to hear them. That's the big thing, because the time difference is going to be way different.
Oh Lord! People still commenting on that post.
Oh, they'll
getting
be
notifications pop up in the corner.
They'll comment on that until the moderator says stop.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And here's what's going to happen. Let's say they did accomplish fussing enough that they got the board to change the rules, and you actually had to pass the mic. Do you know what that's going to do? That's going to hurt POTA, because there's a lot of activators that's not going to go out there and activate with big groups like that, because they're not going to sit and pass the mic every time. It's just you're hurting groups. You're hurting people who's learning to do POTA by watching others and stuff, and doesn't want to run, for a 4-hour activation. It's just, I don't understand. And most of the time it happens at big events. That's when it happens. It's not like every Monday somebody says, "Hey, let's go do 18 operators." It happens at events where there's groups of people to get along and have fun. So
the nail on the head right there, Jason. But you're having fun wrong.
yeah, you're not having fun the way I like to have fun. You can only have fun the way I like to.
There it is right there. Hawaii and Alaska are on a lot, to be honest with you. Now, not as often as, say, West Virginia, but they're on a lot. They're on a lot.
And as far as Alaska, I know this Saturday, which is something we're getting ready to talk about, is some summer field day. I know there's going to be 3 stations out at 3 different POTA parks doing field day.
That's right.
So you get them in field day, and you're getting POTA contacts right there. So if you need Alaska, that would be a good time to get it.
Somebody asked that. Speaking of Facebook too, sometimes there are legitimate questions on there. Sometimes it can be a little gem of information. Somebody asked about that field day, and let me touch on this too. If you run field day from a POTA park, the question was, do you have to upload a log to POTA? And my response was, if you identify that you're in a POTA park or give a park number on the air at all, then you are expected to upload that log. Expected to.
Yep.
If you're just doing field day in a POTA park and nobody ever mentions on air that you're in a POTA park, you're encouraged to upload that log, but you don't have to. I mean, you're not expected to, but you're encouraged to. So that's the way that lies in my mind. So if you mention POTA on the air, you're expected to upload the log because people are expecting that credit because they know you're in a park. If you don't mention POTA, then you're encouraged to upload your log.
Or if you're me, you might as well just do it, because people will hunt me not knowing whether I'm in a park or not, but they're just hoping for that.
Yeah.
So unless you want to break somebody's heart, it was funny because I can literally do, when I'm doing the Lewis and Clark event, I can just spot Whiskey 8 Lima Oscar Golf, which is the club call, doing FT8 Lewis and Clark.
Right.
And I'll get a POTA pile up because people are like, I'm 95% sure he's in the park right now. I'm not going to chance missing it.
This is another good question, Chris, but why be in a park if you're not going to upload? Maybe they needed the space and they didn't have like a private residence big enough for their club. Or I myself have tested antennas in a POTA park by making contacts with other activators, just hunting. Never once mentioned it was a park to park because I just wanted to test an antenna real fast and get out, and I didn't want to stick around and make 10 contacts. So that's why I never mentioned I was in a POTA park, but I didn't upload my log either because they weren't expecting that to be a park to park because I never mentioned whatsoever. It's like me setting up in my backyard. It's just a noise floor. It's a lot lower where I like to test my antennas at. So.
Yeah, I don't, you know, if you don't get 10 QSOs, first off, you're doing something wrong. But second of all, you still upload. I don't care if you get that's the thing. When the bands are like really, 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 really trash, and I've called for like 5 minutes, sometimes I'm like, if I call one more time and don't get a call, I'm just going to stop, because once I get that one call, I'm committed. I don't care if I have to stay here for the next 23 hours or whatever's left in Zulu. I'm committed.
Right.
So, but I've never had the issue of well, I take that back. The one radio blackout day that I did the soda thing, it was a little scary. 14 contacts in like 3 hours and something, and most of them was on 2 meters.
Yeah.
But other than that day, even as bad as the band conditions have been now, you know.
Now in soda, you can't do summit to summit with the same summit, can you?
No.
See, that sucks. You can't bring a buddy along with you to help you, right?
Well, you can do it. You can do it, and the buddy will get a point.
Right.
Oh no! You're saying bring a buddy and go summit to summit from that summit? No.
Yeah.
You cannot get a summit to summit on the same summit at all.
Yeah. So you can't really help you. You bring somebody to help you out like that too. So,
Right.
like if you're,
Pelota.
if you're hiking
Pelota.
up into
Parking lots on the air, Pelota.
yeah, if you're hiking up in the backwoods of North Carolina somewhere, and it's good to have another ham buddy with you. One, because you got another person there with you just in case something happens. But two, there's no cell phone coverage. And if you don't have Starlink or something, you can't spot. If nobody ever hears your CQ call, you can still get activated.
Yeah. But I mean, sodas, I've never had an issue with soda either.
Yeah.
You've only got to make 4 contacts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not really, I mean, in a lot of places that you do soda, West Virginia not being one of them, even though I did do really well up on the highest peak in West Virginia, but there was also a summit contest going on. But there's a lot of summits, for example, like Klingman's Dome, like people will get several states on 2 meters from there.
Yeah.
Like you can activate Klingman's Dome just on a 2 meter, not a problem.
Height is might, what they say.
So Kelly says BOTA. If you're talking about BOTA, the actual official thing, I'm not a fan. I did a couple of them. I'm not a fan. You know,
the one you need to get the activation code.
Yeah, the whole getting the activation code, and your hunters had to. This was the problem. Your hunters had to get the activation code and type it in, and they had to log you. And if you didn't have so many hunters log you, your activation was failed.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there thinking, there's no way I'm going to like this because I can't get people who hunt me to remember what frequency they hunted me on, because they send me emails asking me, hey, yeah, I got a request from you. And can you tell me what frequency? No, not really. Cause I'm not going back and looking at all that. So, I tried to get him to do a BOTA here in Michigan.
That's hilarious. Is the FT710 a good radio? Jason asks.
I don't have one, but yes, it is. I've used one. I know lots of people that have one, and it's a great radio. So I guess we're going to start moving to Saturday because we got 2 things to talk about on Saturday, and we're halfway in talking about 80 meter people.
You're not going to run on Saturday. You're not going to run like a 15-op POTA activation, are you?
I'm going to run a 5-op. and I can tell you one guy's called that if he calls me, he's going to hear all 5.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, Saturday. Yep, we got field day coming up. What's the plans up in Logan?
Well, you know, it was kind of fiasco this year in Logan. We had kind of a split club where we've always went with the Boone County Club. Everybody assumed that's what we were doing, and then we got to our last meeting, and it kind of got turned upside down with people not wanting to do that. So last minute plans got made, and to my knowledge, field day will be in US 1810, that very rare part that never gets activated. So I'm pretty sure that's where field day will be, and they'll be out there. I think they're going to set up near the pond or in the campground. I'm not. They haven't 100% locked that down, but they'll be in 1810. I will be there, but I'll be late, and we'll talk about that in a second. But it's going to be a good time. You know, anytime I get together with my radio friends, it's going to be a good time because we like to do a couple of things. We like to eat. We like to talk and tell stories, kind of like what me and Dan do. And we like to play radio. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But I won't be there till Saturday evening because I'm going to be doing a different kind of boat in. It ain't going to be beaches on the air. I'm going to be doing almost boats on the air, but I'm going to be doing boat transport on the air. I'm going to go do my last Kentucky park, which I have to take a boat to. It is a rare park. Unlike 1810, it is definitely a rare park. It's been activated by 4 people, and the most contacts there is like 70 some. So it does not get activated a lot, and I'm going to have 5 operators. We're going to have myself, Kilo India 4, Juliet Alpha Victor, Kelly, her husband Ricky, Brent, November 4, Bravo Delta Whiskey, and we're going to have Mr. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec if he don't fall asleep out there, but it's going to be 5 activators. So that's more activators that's ever done that park right off the bat. And I know that Fred from Virginia is looking forward to it. He's had it on his calendar for months. A lot of people is really looking forward to it. So it's going to be a good time for sure. I figure we'll get Whiskey 4 in November. Romeo Tango is Ricky's call. I figure we'll get a little pile. I will probably be taking the 891 because it's 50% chance of rain.
Yeah.
So I don't see me packing out the big radio for a tent. It could be a total washout. If we go out there and it's absolutely pouring, we may be doing 15 contacts and getting out of there. So, but I plan to be about there as long as we can to get everybody we can. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure Ricky is going to bring a pop-up to have over top of us. So as long as it's not lightning, we should be pretty good. What time I'll be roving till field day starts? We are going to meet at the boat ramp at 9 a.m. So I'm going to say by 10:30ish, we should be on the air. It's not a far boat ride, but we'll probably have to circle the island and see where the best place to go is, and what to set up. Which antenna will you be using? Well, I'll have a couple, but chances are
Hamstick.
The Chelegans. More than likely, it'll be the Chelegans.
Hamstick.
No, it won't be a hamstick. But again, I will be using the 891. So if there's high noise, just stick with it and try to get through. Yes, 7955 6 Mile Island State Natural Preserve. That is the one, John. Should have a twofer. That island is probably a twofer. I'll have to look to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the Ohio River, so that's more than likely to Lewis and Clark as well. I haven't even looked at that, but I'm sure that's probably going to be the Lewis and Clark as well. So it'll probably be a 2-for-2. So that's going to be a good time.
Everything's a twofer if you zoom the map out far enough.
Kelly says it is the Ohio River. So yeah, that's gonna be Lewis and Clark.
Are you going to be okay activating Lewis and Clark Trail not on FT8?
I activate Lewis and Clark Trail all the time, not on FT8. So, and we'll get back to field day right here in a second. Or this, we can talk about any of it. You guys can ask any questions about either. But I will say that if there's a park out there struggling and they work as park to park and they're really just needing some extra contacts after they work us 5 park to parks, I can give them some extra calls because I've always got access to the Logan Club call. But I also happen to have access to another call that I'm not even going to say what it's for or nothing like that because that call will be changing. But there's something brewing, guys. There's something brewing, and it's going to be funny. What are you going to do for field day, Dan?
Nothing. Wait for you to go to the park.
Wait for me to go to the
I don't have any plans, man. I don't know. I mean, it's too dang hot to go set up out anywhere. I mean, yeah, dude, it's been just. You could cook a lasagna in a mailbox. It's ridiculous, you know.
The other day I was activating. It was 102, and with the feels like 109 heat index.
And I don't care. My little POTA fan is great. I love my POTA fan. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But there's a point it just blows hot air on you. Yes, perfect. I love that thing. But there's a point it just blows hot air on you and you feel like you're in a convection oven.
Yeah.
And it's just, and the problem down here, I don't know if it's the same up there in the mountains, but it's stagnant air here. I mean, it's 102 out and there's no wind sometimes. None. It is brutal.
Yeah, it's been pretty brutal. The other day, like I said, it was 102, 109. I was activating in the car with the air conditioner, even though when the car is running, I have horrible noise from the car when it's running. But I didn't care, you know. That's the thing, that you guys build your stations to hunt me in my conditions. If I get you, I get you. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
William says mailbox lasagna.
RF and around invited me to field day up there. It's just as hot up there. Jeez.
I can promise you wind up there.
Oh yeah, I know. You might still be in that same area. James, are you still in the James of the North? James, are you still in the Fundy Hopewell Rocks area up there? If so, look up Cape and Rage. I don't think it's a POTA entity. It's a lighthouse. And if you want to get wind on your face, go there. And Newfies. You're in the Newfoundland. Okay.
I tried to hear you, I think it was yesterday morning, and then couldn't hear you. One time I caught you for just a second. I was messing with the filters, but I mean the bands were really bad. I couldn't even hear the hunters that were hunting you. So it wasn't your signal. It was just the band conditions. Surprisingly,
it's been like a string and a tin can between me and him here lately, both on 20 and 40 meters. So.
There's those spots.
Yeah.
Even there. I know Terry went a whole day. He got me on the late shift the night before for the next day, but he went a whole day of not hearing me whatsoever. But yeah, I'd get, other places 5-9 plus,
Which so it's weird because you're just right over that hill, Isn't it funny how the stuff Terry says 2.5, 3 years ago now is still coming back as one-liners?
Still coming back as a one-liner. I bet I'm gonna get some good one-liners off him this weekend, because we will have to be leaving, I think, about 5 a.m. in the morning to head out to do 6 mile.
This is what it's all about right here. Public service announcement, hot off the presses here, in honor of Polo's Easter egg logging. Please copies during field day. Every contact I'm giving out this weekend will start with please copy. I expect everyone to please do the same thing. So if you make a contact this weekend, it's going to be please copy.
If Kyle contacts me, I will Roger the please copy with him.
Roger, please copy. Yes.
Oh, that's great. I love when Curtis will get me. Here's the thing: when Curtis hunts me, it's kind of like when I hunt somebody. When Curtis hunts me, I know there's a part number coming. I always know there's a part number coming. And when he hunts me, we will sit there, and I bet you between the two of us, we'll do 20 Rogers
and 5 Niners, 5 Niners.
Yeah. Kyle says he's starting the PZN challenge this weekend. Oh,
that's right. Are you still on your 1 a week trend, Kyle?
No, he fell off. He fell off that wagon big time.
Really? Man. I dropped my knife on the floor. I didn't want to step on it. That
James
is
says
hilarious.
big taco dinner hit him and the XYL officers. Yeah, I love hearing Brian with the big taco dinner. So
The S25 Ultra is a great phone.
so what's everybody else's field day plans?
I don't know, but I do have a PSA. It's I don't think it's going to impact field day because people don't or shouldn't live upload logs, and they kind of like to check them and consolidate them first. But a PSA from the ARRL that came out a couple days ago, Logbook of the World is going through an upgrade. They're going to be moving it to a cloud-based system rather than in-house their databases and everything else. Logbook of the World will be unavailable from June 27th until July 2nd. June 27 to July 2. Logbook of the World.
Logbook of the World hasn't worked for me in like a year,
Right.
so
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it.
And there you go. So over the field day weekend, they're going to be doing some late maintenance on LOTW, so it will be unavailable. If they have everything situated before the 2nd of July, they'll bring it back up sooner. So, but 27th through July 2, Logbook of the World will be poof.
So anybody got any big field day plans, or is everybody just staying in and doing field day from their house because it's
Yeah.
hot as can be?
I think I'm going to identify as 1AC Golf Alpha.
Or when they see Golf Alpha.
And when they ask them, yes, it stands for air conditioner.
Well, the other good news is starting Friday night, my mom will be staying in Chief Logan. So for several days, people who need contact in that rare park will probably get me there. I'll still be out roving normal parks as well too, but
one operator, two rigs.
Probably be doing the daily Chief Logan.
So let's see. You're in Newfoundland. You're one op, two rigs, and I'm guessing you're probably going to be what, a 2 Bravo NL? I'm thinking. Did I nail that one? Or let's see. Chris said just doing their normal club event stuff. Mo says a huge club event and barbecue.
Yeah, I seen Mo said he had to do the barbecue for everybody. Mo, if you guys deliver, I'll take a plate for sure. Larry said Black Swamp Radio is running 15 ops.
Well, I hope they pass the mic. Let's see. Josh is doing field day as November 4 global system for mobile communications.
Like I said, I'll be starting today on the island. I should be done with the island before field day even starts and on my way back. And I'll get to field day as soon as I possibly can. But with that being said, that island I'll do a late shift the night before. But that island will probably be the only park I do for Saturday other than the late shift the night before. So for the PZN Challenge people, either late shift or that island is your choice. And I would say, please copy late shift because you never know what the conditions are going to be. It's 50% chance of rain all day, and rain won't stop it, but lightning will. So, I'll tell you, it's getting activated, lightning or not, because there's 5 of us going, and we're going to get it activated. But I'm not going to promise more than 12 contacts if it's bad.
That's what we always said in my last career. If it's raining, we're training. If it's lightning, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
We don't mind getting soaked. We don't mind getting wet, but we don't want to die.
Well, since I came back here in March from Florida, it's rained 95% of the days. You know, so
It's your fault.
I'm used to the rain.
It's your fault. You brought it back. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie is going to be 4 Alpha Alpha Lima. Running as Whiskey 4 Alpha. So Whiskey 4 Alpha, 4 Alpha, Alpha Lima.
That's a lot of alphas.
It's a lot of alphas. Whiskey 4 Alpha, 4 Alpha, Alpha Lima. Say it just like that, Brian, when they call it Whiskey 4 Alpha, 4 Alpha, Alpha Lima.
Ricky says, rain or shine, we're getting 85. He wants that leaderboard is what he wants.
That's right.
I don't blame you, Ricky. I'm all for taking over that leaderboard. When we leave there that Saturday, my goal is for all 5 of us to own that top 5 on that leaderboard. So.
Oh yeah, I see it coming. I don't think that's going to be hard to do. I
But
think
my
you're going to
goal
have
is also to have it done before the field day madness, where people start moving in 0.25 away from us.
That's right. Backyard on the air this year. Okay, that's cool.
I mean, I'm gonna figure that a lot of you guys are gonna need that park too.
Yeah, I do.
So I think total with the 4 activators that did it, I think there's 170-ish QSOs for that park. So most of you do not have that park.
I need that one in another island in the kingdom's capital.
Yep.
So yeah, I've come to the realization of how remote these new West Virginia parks are, because within 3 days, it was 2 or 3 days, I don't know, the 6 new Georgia parks they added, I had them all. So I'm back to doing I got $100 Georgia again. So yeah, so I figured they were remote because only one of them's been activated. So they must be up there in the sticks.
They're all remote and they're all walk-in, and it's 104 right now. The fact that Fred walked into the Cranberries is impressive. I don't know how far you have to walk into the Cranberries to be on in there, but I don't like walking to the car and getting out and setting up the antenna right now. It's that hot.
When he walked into the Cranberries, did he let it linger?
Oh, speaking of that, since James is in the chat, he can answer this question. All right, so well, first off, Dan, is there already a All Georgia Hunted Award?
Yes.
There already is. So for a state that there's not an award, and this is mostly to James because he's probably going to be the one that's going to have the answer. For a state that does not have the award for, say, hunted or activated all, once you activate them all, I know you earned the award. Does it go into a queue? So if there's parks drop the next day, you're still good?
Yeah.
Or how does that work until the award comes out?
You should be held right now in the awards pending issue queue.
Okay.
You're good. You're good to go.
I don't know what I'm did that, but we see zombies talking here.
Just like when y'all did Delaware, if there wasn't a physical award for it, y'all would still be in the queue. When the award became available, it would process that queue, even though there's more parks now in Delaware.
Unfortunately, there was.
Yeah.
For Delaware.
Yep.
But there won't be for Kentucky.
Correct.
And
not unless they go.
There's still not a hunted award for West Virginia.
Not unless they go up tomorrow and how about Saturday morning? They go drop at 8 o'clock Saturday morning. They add 12 new parks to Kentucky.
They could. They could.
You'd be strangling somebody, wouldn't you?
Well, the mapping coordinator would take a swim. That's all I'm going to say.
With the fishies.
Yeah, the mapping coordinator would take a swim.
That is great.
And not because I don't want to do anymore, because I specifically want the island to be my last park in Kentucky. You know, it's I try to now. I didn't with Delaware because we did that in the weekend, but I try to pick a special park to be my last park in the state. And even before they added the 40 last time, when I was almost done, that island was supposed to be my last park. So.
Yeah, they're random.
It's random. It's random, Kyle.
And there's been some discussion back and forth from people that I've been in contact with anyway about the pros and cons of the drop them as you find them kind of thing versus say a quarterly drop. There's pros and cons either way, you know.
That all comes back to you're not having fun the same way I do, so you're doing it wrong. I mean, it's just a you can't be in the mentality. Now listen, when you're doing a contest, I get it. Everybody, you're doing something for a prize, an award, you know what I'm saying? But when you're doing something that is for fun, and POTA is for fun, guys. That's why we're allowed to go into work bands, guys. But it's for fun. Why do you got to put so much stress on everybody? You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You know, if PP Man wants to do QRP because he likes to struggle, and he'll tell you that's why he does QRP. PP Man likes the challenge of it. That's why he does QRP. He's not doing it wrong. He's having fun.
There's only one way to do POTA wrong. There's only one way to play ham radio. It doesn't matter if it's POTA. There's only one way to have. There's only one way to do whatever hobby it is you have wrong. It's you're not having fun doing it.
I mean, as long as people's in the parks with all their equipment, they're fine. You know.
And it's ham radio, guys. It's not the end of the world. It's not like we're building nuclear warheads or anything. Too soon.
People are gonna fuss about everything, you know. It just I don't know. They wonder why ham radio almost died off. You know, because I'll be honest, before POTA, ham radio kind of was a dying breed.
Yeah.
It had fizzled its last fizzle pretty much. And POTA brought it back. And that's why a lot of these old time vids, they're just used to anytime they want to go to 7230 and talk when they want to, they can, because nobody's ever there. But you know what? If you don't use the bands, the FCC will use them for something else, guys. So all POTA did was save ham radio.
Before POTA, I'm going to put this in a way that everybody will understand it here. Before POTA, ham radio was like an opened Dr. Pepper that was shaken and put in the refrigerator and left for 2 months. And you go and open it, and it's all flat, no fizzy fizz. It tastes horrendous. Then POTA comes along, and you go buy you a nice, fresh Dr. Pepper, and you shake it up, and you open that bottle right in front of you, and it spews everywhere. It's on fire.
Kyle, like, come on, Olivia is going to make a huge comeback. I'm all for it. Let's bring Olivia back, Kyle. I don't care.
Yeah.
Anything, any digital mode that you got to actually partake in, you know, you got to type your comment in or something. I'm all for it. I did Thor recently, Kyle. I've got POTA Thor contacts. Not a lot of people has POTA Thor contacts. But if you got to actually type and get involved with the other operator, I'm all for it. That's why I don't care for the FT8, because I'm not doing nothing but hitting OK.
I think the next time you run Thor, the next time you do Thor in a park, you should video it. And when you type on your keyboard, it should be with a hammer. That would be great.
I wonder if I can get a stylus hammer.
There you go. A little Thor's hammer. Yeah. But yeah, POTA has revitalized ham radio, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's the only thing that brought ham radio back, but it's a huge part of it.
But that's the problem. Some of the vids did cross over into it too.
Yeah, you're gonna have that, But
just for the most part, every POTA person that I've ever dealt with is just really good people. And just because these guys say dumb things on the POTA Facebook page don't mean they're not good people. It just means they don't have very good common sense about them. When you're questioning how somebody is having fun because it's not the way you have fun, it is what it is. But that group has been a cesspool since I've seen it. I mean, you only see dumb things put in there. And when somebody does ask a legitimate question because it's a new person asking a question, these same dumb people that put dumb things in there criticize them for asking an actual legitimate question. That's why you can go over to my Discord and ask dumb questions and nobody will criticize you for it. They don't even criticize me for it.
I ask dumb questions over there all the time.
Dan is the king of dumb questions, let me tell you. Dan asks me dumb questions when he's working me on the radio. Okay?
I do. I like to get your operating conditions.
So, anyway. So, I hope everybody has a great time doing field day this weekend. Or, I hope if you need 6 Mile Island, you get myself and Ricky and Kelly and Brent and Terry, because we're going to be having a good time. Even if it's raining on us, we're going to be having a good time, because when you do an island I've done several islands, but it's a special thing. But a lot of the ones I've done have been ferries that I go to. This one we actually have to bring our own boat and stuff, and that makes it that much better. So it's gonna be a great time, and hopefully, like I said, we're meeting at the boat ramp about 9 o'clock, guys. So I'm gonna say anywhere between 9:40 and 10:30, depending on the setup conditions and the rain and stuff. Just keep an eye for us. I'll spot with Polo with everybody's call sign as long as there's signal there, and we'll be out there giving free contacts all weekend long. Dan, what you got coming up?
Not a lot. Field day coming up. Hopefully everybody has fun. If you're outside running field day, stay hydrated, please. Stay shaded if you can, but definitely take care of yourselves, because this heat is no joke, guys. So other than that, I posted the links just a second ago to Patreon and Discord, where we will soon be going over to the after chat, which James is going to let you know about right now.
Alan, you have absolutely zero worries, because we all know that 40 meters is my candy. I finally got to say it. 40 meters is my candy. But yeah, guys, if you want some no nonsense place to ask questions, join my Discord. It's got all the top POTA activators and hunters in it anyway, and I can guarantee you that if somebody came in there talking nonsense like that, they would be removed really fast, because we're not gonna listen to nonsense like that. But after chat is a Patreon meetup. If you're not a Patreon, lucky for you, you can head over to Patreon right now and sign up for a free 7-day trial as a top activator. The catch: you must message me or Dan after you sign up, so we can get you the rights to get in after chat in Discord. So hopefully we'll get some new people in there tonight that actually message me or Dan. Other than that, thanks for hanging out with us, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. 73, everybody.
See you.